Hi students, welcome to our physics class now. So in this session we are going to learn about a specific heat in the heat chapter clearly. Specific heat, yes. So in the heat chapter, what is a specific heat? Specific heat is denoted by letter S. It depends on nature of material of a substance. So it is given by the formula. We know that the loss of heat energy or gain of heat energy Q is equals to ms delta T, where S is the specific heat. This implies S is equals to Q by m delta T. So this is a formula for specific heat. S is equals to Q by m delta T. So now units of specific heat. CGS unit of specific heat is Q is measured in calories. So here division symbol is there. In that place we can write a slash and we can call this one as a per. Mass is measured in grams and delta T is a change in temperature, can be measured in CCS system degrees Celsius, or it can be written as calorie gram inverse degrees Celsius inverse. And SI unit for measuring specific heat. SI unit of specific heat is, so unit of Q is a joule, unit of mass is kilogram, and unit of delta T is Kelvin, or it can be written as joule kg inverse Kelvin inverse. So the relation between this and this, that is CGS unit of specific heat and SI unit of specific heat is, so relation between CGS unit of specific heat and SI unit of specific heat is calorie per gram degree Celsius equal to 4.2 into 10 cubed joule per kg kelvins, or 4200 joule kg kelvins. That is, to convert calorie per gram degree Celsius into joule per kg kelvins. So the given value in calorie per gram degree Celsius must be multiplied with 4200 joule per kg. Students, so now what is the definition of specific heat? So specific heat is denoted by S, given by the formula S is equals to Q by m delta T, and CGS unit of specific heat is, CGS unit of specific heat is calorie per gram degree Celsius. SI unit is joule per kg kelvins. And relation between calorie per gram degree Celsius and joule per kg kelvins. 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius is equals to 4200 joule per kg kelvins. Now what is a specific heat? So we said it depends on nature of material of a substance. All substances do not have same specific heat values. So what is the specific heat? Amount of heat energy required by a unit mass of substance. Unit mass of a substance. The substance may be any substance, that is a metal or non-metal, liquid or gas or solid. So unit mass of a substance to rise its temperature through 1 degree Celsius. is called specific heat of that substance. So given by formula S is equals to Q by M delta T. For example, in a vessel, we have taken unit mass of water, that is water is taken as a 1 gram, students. Now it is at 27 degrees Celsius, that is a room temperature. So initial temperature of 1 gram of water is 27 degrees Celsius, that is uh, room temperature. Now we want to raise its temperature, that is from 27 degrees Celsius to 28, that is a change in temperature here is 1 degree Celsius. So how much of temperature we want to rise this in this 1 gram of water means that is 1 degree Celsius. So to rise its temperature by 1 degree Celsius, it should require heat energy. That is why we are supplying a heat energy for it. So it requires certain amount of heat energy. So after observing this certain amount of heat energy, it raises its temperature to 1 degree Celsius. This is its specific heat. Generally, specific heat of water is 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. So it means that 1 gram of this water requires 1 calorie heat energy to raise its temperature through 1 degree Celsius. So different materials have different specific heat values to raise that temperature through 1 degree Celsius. So now some examples for specific heat values of different substances, students. Amount of heat energy required by unit mass of a substance. Unit mass of a substance to rise its temperature through 1 degree Celsius is called specific heat. It depends on nature of material. So different materials have different specific heat. For example, we are taking, so name of the substance or material and the specific heat value in calorie per gram degree Celsius. So we are taking first one, glass. So it's a specific heat value in CCS system, that is 0.12, and aluminium 0.21, kerosene 0.50, ice 0.50, sea water 0.95, and ordinary water 1. So you can see so different materials have different specific heat. For example, if you take 1 gram of glass to rise its temperature by 1 degree Celsius, it requires 0.12 calories. If you take 1 gram of aluminum material to rise its temperature through 1 degree Celsius, it requires 0.21 calorie. If you take water in mass 1 gram to rise its temperature through 1 degree Celsius, it requires 1 calorie. So it requires amount of heat energy 1 calorie. So its specific heat is 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. So different materials have different specific heats. So generally non-metals have higher specific heat, metals have lower specific heat. So if you compare this is, so it is a non-metal and it is a metal, so it has a lower specific heat. So aluminum has a lower specific heat, whereas water has a higher specific heat. So generally metals have lower specific heat values and non-metals have higher specific heat values, but highest specific heat is for water, so which is 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. Now how can we convert specific heat value from CCS system into SI system? So we are taking one example. So specific heat value in CCS system, that is in calorie per gram degree Celsius for aluminum is 0.21, and we want to convert this one into joule per kg kelvins. So we know that specific heat value of aluminum is equals to 0.21 calorie per gram degree Celsius. but we know that calorie per gram degree Celsius equal to 4200 joule per kg kelvins. So this implies 0.21 calorie per gram degree Celsius equal to 0.21 into, in the place of this one we can write what, 4200 joule per kg kelvins, students. So now this is equal to, so now we are eliminating two zeros and we are eliminating this decimal point, that is 21 into 42 joule per kg kelvins. So now 42 into 21, so this is 2 4 and 4 8, that is 882. So 882 joule per kg kelvins is the specific heat value of aluminium in SI system. So in SI system, so specific heat value of aluminium is 882 joule per kg kelvins. So to convert specific heat value from calorie per gram degree Celsius into joule per kg kelvins, just it is multiplied with 4200. So by this way, so you can convert the values. So specific heat depends on some factors. So that is the first factor is nature of material of the substance. That is why different substances have different specific heats. Metals have lower specific heat and non-metals have higher specific heat. So what is the relation between specific heat, yes, and change in temperature? That may be a rise in temperature or fall in temperature. Change in temperature means rise in temperature or fall in temperature. So that is denoted by delta T. So what is the relation between specific heat and change in temperature? So we know that the formula S is equals to Q by M delta T. Q by M delta T. Specific heat formula S is equals to Q by M delta T. So if you take Q and M are constants, let Q and M are constants. So then you can see S is in the numerator position in this formula, delta T is in the denominator position. Relation between these two will become, this is S is inversely proportional to delta T. S is inversely proportional to change in temperature. So it means that for any material, when specific heat is higher, then in that material change in temperature will be lower. So that is why non-metals have higher specific heat. When we heat them, so the change in temperature in that substance, when we heat them or when we cool them, that is to rising the temperature in non-metals or falling the temperature in non-metals will be slow. The reason for this one is they have higher specific heat. Similarly, for any material having a lower specific heat value, the delta T is faster, delta T is higher. So when you heat such materials, rise in temperature will be faster. When you cool them, fall in temperature is also faster. And in two cases, it can be written as S1 by S2 is equals to delta T2 by delta T1. So when S is higher, delta will be lower. When S is lower, delta T will be lower. For non-metals, S value is a higher. So delta T will be lower or slower because specific heat value is a higher. So when we heat such materials, so rise in temperature will be lower, or suppose the hot non-metals we are cooling, then fall in temperature also will be lower because they have higher specific heat values. And metals have lower specific heat value. That is why the change in temperature in those materials will be higher or faster. Higher or faster. So for example, when you heat metals, they get heated faster. When you cool them, so they cooled faster. The reason for this one is specific heat for these metallic materials is a lower. So when S is lower, delta T will be higher. When S is higher, delta T will be lower. That is why cooking vessels generally are made of metals but not a non-metals nowadays. So cooking vessels are generally made of metals like aluminum, copper, and also steel, like that. So because they have lower specific heat value, so when they have lower specific heat value on heating, they get heated faster. So this leads to saving the cooking fuel, saving cooking time, so like that. So but when the cooking vessels are made of non-metals we know have higher specific heat, so they take so much of time for rising the temperature. To become those materials hot, they take so much of time. This leads to wastage of cooking fuel and also wastage of cooking time. So that is why cooking vessels are made of metals generally. So this is the relation between specific heat and change in temperature. Students, that's all the specific heat topic in heat chapter. It is the most useful to understand some competitive, so to understand the topics in competitive exams and also for 10th class students. So that's all the topic of specific heat.